Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome one and all. We are going to get right on into it here as we head on in to Lijiang Tower. I'm your host tonight, Saminami, and we're going to be having Stevenson University versus Baker College. It's the Bees versus the Mustangs here as we're going to be starting on map number 1. Stevenson's going to be the home team here in Team Blue, while you're going to be seeing Baker College here, the Bees, on Team Red. Both sides really eager to go into tonight. Taking a quick peek at profiles. Stevenson's pretty even across the board in terms of skill-wise. I would say we want to probably keep an eye out here for Legend. He is really someone to keep an eye on as he stands above the rest as Stevenson's captain here. Well, on the side of...
Are you scared?
On the side of
Has
Baker,
anyone ever told you that
you're going to be
you're
having
a creep?
taking helm paint, but the one to really keep an eye on is going to be Mike, the highest rank of their team. So really looking forward to what we're going to be facing here tonight. Let's get right on into it. Going to be starting up here by seeing the push set up with some speed as well towards the side here. Stevenson really looking to try to play for a push, but has to be careful of their backline here. Right now they're super split, and we're going to be seeing a bit of a play around here between Jibbin and the rest of the Baker Bees. But it seems that they're actually able to get a really early pick on here, and that's going to set them up very well for success, as you're going to be seeing that immortality go on out and find some life-saving capabilities. Some additional spam going to be coming out from the Mustangs here, seeing if they can catch anyone. While from the side of the Bees, they're looking to actually try to spam it back, see who they can find. Going to be making their way on up here now with Mike leading the charge. Finds the Reaper immediately, but needs to play to live here. The mech's super important to stay in. Right now the backline is in a bit of trouble here as Payne is finding some kills with Mike taking them. They're looking really strong here as Stevenson is now trying to play to live on point where possible, but unfortunately will be having to reset themselves. Legend being the last one alive here, not really going to be finding much of anything, but gets out maybe alive. He is very injured right now, and Mike's on the hunt. Mike just spots him, but does not get him in time before he can get that mega, so Stevenson's able to regroup. Going to be coming in on a couple of ults here, as you're going to be seeing. Pulse comes on out, but it's reflected. Legend just barely able to stay alive, thankfully, to that immortality field there. We're looking to see a push in here with the bomb potentially to use against it. Annihilation has been activated. Let's see if they can get the block. No, does not block. Instead, tries to run around the corner, but gets themselves killed here. But Stevenson, however, was able to turn the point in their control here. Watermelon really trying to stay alive, but unfortunately cannot. Legend also loses their life. It's going to be up to Shogun as well as Short Stack. Short Stack here, not able to stay alive long enough, as it's going to be cleaned up here by Jibbin and team.
Advance with me.
So right now we're having some really even good fights going on out here. Reaper's just going to be respawned as Lucio's going to be trying to see if they can move their team on in. As they slowly make their way forward here, they might have to try to deal with a potential ult of these supports. As you're going to be seeing the Kasune Rush coming on out first here. Trying to see if they can keep up that D, but they use Coalescence with it. Can Watermelon get off the window here? Window's going to be very big to keep the team alive. Trying to just stay alive, just able to get that healing burst through. Unfortunately, they lose Legend to start there as Reaper not confident on their push. However, they do find two. Those two going to really be setting them up for success here. Stevenson's able to just make a nice, easy walk on the point once again. They find one, and they cancel the remake. A huge play there by the Mustangs to be able to shut down the competition. The Bees really need to make a regroup here. They were going in heavy with their investments with those last two support ults, and unfortunately could not find the picks they were looking for, as Stevenson was able to maintain their distance. So now, Stevenson has this beat drop. They have this wave. They have the Death Blossom. And there's 20% remaining of this fight here. Short Stack could really do some damage. However, they get taken on out. Legend gonna have to be looking for a pick here to even up the odds. Otherwise, Jiven here is going to be able to make a rotation with this visor going on in. Going to be activating it now. The beat drop's been activated, but here comes Legend from behind, gets the kill there. That's going to be visor down as we're about to see the blade coming on out. Just able to cancel the Suzu out with Annihilation rolling forward here from not Y2K. Finds the double. They're looking to see who they can get the kill. Does not go for the block again. Has to be very careful. But Stevenson really playing for this overtime here. Has to keep the Tracer off as well as Jiven. Tracer's going to be the last one alive. Can they do anything about it here? No siree. Paint goes down. And Stevenson takes round number 1.
Score 1-0. Ready for battle.
Pump up the bass. Time to roll out.
We will not lose this
Sorry,
battle
folks,
if we
have to
fight
do a
as
little
one.
bit thing real quick here with teams.
5, 4, 3.
Now we're heading on over to the Gardens here. Stevenson is up by 1 in the series so far, and it's looking fairly well for them on this map. There's not going to be any swaps coming out here from the side of the Bees or the Mustangs here, but they are going to be taking opposite ends here. First one to be meeting is going to be Legend. Legend really taking this front line here. I think he's a tank himself, just able to reflect that damage orb there from the Moira. Got to be really careful about that for those engagements here. You are seeing that Stevenson playing a bit forward here right now, and it's not looking too hot, especially that they're down both supports. So the Mustangs probably going to have to get themselves on a reset here as they set up for the next push. I recall before that Stevenson not really a big fan of this part of the map, and I dare say it's showing because the Baker Bees are just built for this kind of point. Their composition matches perfectly with the Diva Dive, with the Tracer, being able to run around, play the backline, and help with the dives here. It's really important that Baker College holds this choke here against Stevenson, because if they can, they're actually going to be set up for a full hold successful push-up here. Drosak taking quite a bit of damage here. However, Lucio in the backline, Shogun doing a heck of a lot of damage here, as you're going to be seeing him run around, keeping the people alive. As Annie goes around, finds the kill for their mark, and actually able to assist with it all. Just playing it out of line of sight here. They really got to play for another G-Mech, which can be difficult. Pink is now back, looking for whatever kills they can find, as Jiven's trying to run their way on back. Can't really make it there as you lose Tracer and the Diva. The point's going to turn over here in favor of the Mustangs. So now, with the tide turning here, you have swaps coming on out. Legend is now on the Sojourn and actually very, very close to their ultimate here. So that could play very big. However, Paint has the Pulse Bomb. Needs one successful stick. Unless Shogun can match it, or Watermelon with the Immortality, you're going to have something come up here. So going to be looking for some high damage to start here. Could throw out a window early if they wish to. That's going to be the first one. Throws the Immort, but too little, too late. They're going in with the Annihilation here. Window's activated as well. It's a whole bulwark of damage as you're going to be losing the Tracer. But Shortstack's trying to play up close and personal here on the point, but they're not able to do anything because of the eats provided. So Stevenson is going to have to regroup as the Bees take the point back. I mean, both sides are looking really strong. These are some really close matches that we're witnessing here at the moment. And I dare say that both sides are looking really good. Now, this is an interesting take. Legend going to be on their own on the left-hand side here. I dare say we may be looking for an ult. Just misses their first shot there. If they can get this Tracer, they're going to be set up in a really good position here. But that's really hard to push to say, especially when you lose your team like that. Coming back over here towards the other side of the point, however, we will be seeing that for the side of the Mustangs, they're going to be trying to play just for the backside of the point. But they go out into the open, causing them to die to the Diva Bomb. That's really going to cost them there. And Stevenson, I don't believe, gets another
This
touch.
ends now.
Unless Legend able to get in just in time for the overtime. But can anyone make it? It's going to be up to Shogun, but Shogun cannot. And Baker College takes round number 2.
Score 1-1.
So we have ourselves a very, very interesting sort of position right now. We're now 1-1, and believe me when I say this has not actually happened before yet. In a matchup here, I mean, what you typically see is kind of just a one-sided show, more or less, in typical matchups. We do see the swap by Legend over to the Cassidy now, but no changes yet again from the side of the Baker Bees. They're really sticking to their guns and trying to work with what they got here. So got to really pay attention to how they operate. So going to be coming on in here. Let's take it from the perspective of Nye. Nye here trying to see if they can get in some spam, but Stevenson expertly rotates in their blind spot to the point. So great setup to start here. However, they got to be really careful of this push-up here. Legend coming out to the side, gets booped off, unfortunately for them. Stevenson gonna have to really play careful here, being down a player. However, they do get the D-Mech, which is important to say the least. You lose your Diva there to start. Your tank is down, and you trade up the Lucio. This is, I mean, phenomenal for the side of the Bees here, as they're able to just wipe Stevenson. They're doing well consistently, while Stevenson's getting caught out a bit wide. So what needs to happen is that Stevenson probably looking to try to play it a little safer, play it a little back. Needs some more consistency at the moment, as it's not looking too pretty otherwise. Gonna be looking for some plays here, as they're going to start to make a push on each other. Watermelon, the first one to fall thanks to Nye, and huge Patty to provide the assist. However, not going to be enough there to start as they make their rotation on in. Legend gain a bit aggressive here and finds that kill there. Now looking for the next one. Needs to follow up here, but they cannot, unfortunately so. Needs to follow up on the Diva here. Diva is down and out with the Tracer on top. Watchers for the pulse, and they're going to be looking for something more. We got a lot of staggered plays, but Stevenson still not taken until just now. The Bees really doing a phenomenal job on holding that point. So now you're going to have a big alt economy play up coming in here. Both sides coming in really big on their banks here. Mike definitely playing for that Diva bomb again. I mean, consistently has been getting the bomb. While Stevenson's just been there sitting in the open receiving. Reaper seems to be the one constantly in the target. However, B-Chop's going to be activated here with the kill onto the Tracer. Legend learning his lesson from last time. Not going to get caught out again as bomb goes out. Finds no one. Here comes the high noon. Finds two. It's going to be a clean shot there as Diva's going to get another D-Mech there going on in with the Moira to boot. I tell you what, they're looking pretty strong here, but it's not all said and done. In fact, Stevenson loses that one there as they're going to have to regroup. The Baker Bees was able to outlast the Mustangs there, so unfortunately for them, they just could not handle the heat that was cooking. However, Jibbins know better for where, as you're going to get Diva D-Mech killed and wrapped up yet again. Tracer going to be on point, finds an immediate buckshot to the face, as Stevenson's able to turn it back over with just a little under 20% remaining for Baker College. Right now, Stevenson University really need to hold on to this point here. I mean, they're looking fairly close. They got this Reaper ult. They have this Baptiste ult. They're going to have to make something out of them going into this. I dare say we might see a little bit of that. Take a look at this here. We're going to be seeing a slow walk-in to start. Short stack needs to get the kill here. No, does not get the kill. In fact, takes too long in the fight there and gets wrapped themselves. So now Stevenson looking for a possible last attempt push here. It's going to be all or nothing as Pulse misses here. Watermelon trying desperately to hop over. The supports actually make it past her on the point. You're going to have Diva having to sit back for the Reaper as they take the point back. Window was activated here, and right now it's not looking too hot. You're going to have to get those speed drops to come on off. But no, they don't activate it. Unfortunately, Stevenson not going to be winning that fight there, as it's going to be Baker College taking it from the front. Baker College really standing out there, being able to make the comeback against Stevenson University. Sets the big time in the start. And a big play here from Huge Patty to be able to get that play of the game as needed with the coalescence here to support this engagement on the control side. So we're going to head to a quick break, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Welcome on back to the second map here of tonight's matches. It's going to be King's Row as selected by Stevenson University. There's no swaps to who's attacking and defending first. Stevenson's going to be on the defense first as the home team, while the attacker side is Baker College. We're going to get right on into it here with 40 seconds to set up for the attack and the defense. Let's see how these teams set themselves on up. I'm looking very interested in our selection here right now with the Lucio Moira. We're playing the old school kind of 6v6 brawl. I'm liking what I'm seeing here personally. And from the side of the attackers here, there's actually not a swap, which is super intriguing to see the least. Because I would understand this composition going towards Lijiang Tower, which was a very dive heavy comp, right? But on this map, you go brawl heavy. So what is the game plan here? Shall we find out? Let's, as we're going to be going in immediately with a couple of fire strikes here. Not really going to be finding much of anything, as the Diva's actually going to be wrapping on around here. Going to be playing around towards this high ground here, really looking for some action of hope. But in comparison, they're going to get immediately dove here, losing their Lucio to the fight, as they're going to have to play it back. Reinhardt here really down in the gutter, as they're going to have to forcibly regroup here. It's going to be a clean wipe against Stevenson, as you're going to have to see a regroup start here. But Archer does find a pick here and going to be playing for life. Lucio and Moira really have to watch themselves here. They're coming in fast and aggressive. Now going to be wrapping around, looking for the Tracer. Does some additional damage, but Tracer going to be getting out alive here with Jibin. Trying to see if they can provide some extra spam. Even going for that high ground there and really looking to see if they can provide some extra pressure with Legend. Looking to see if they can actually stop that. You've got Stevenson coming in now fast and aggressive. Legend able to get that first. Pulse comes on out. Does get the Lucio, unfortunately, as it's caught by the tail. However, they're going to be coming wrapping around looking for some clean kills here as they find it. Archer is on a rampage. Gets the double and forces the Baker Bees back into their spawn. Legend here, however, gain a bit aggressive, looking for some more as they do secure the kill there. That is a phenomenal setup there that they start to have to work with. And right now, Stevenson, I believe, definitely overstaying their welcome, but they're actually not leaving it either. We're in a really fascinating position here, going back and forth between the two of them. The wall's going to come on up here, and you're definitely going to be looking to see, can Stevenson stay alive here? Shatter comes out beautifully, so as you're going to see it, the Diva eats the Man Freeze. However, Stevenson does react with their own ults here, coming in fast and aggressive. You're going to have the DPS trying to live and get on out here with Rayleigh, I believe it's pronounced. I'll probably be corrected later, but nonetheless, the Moira here from the side of the Bees actually trying to see how they can keep themselves moving. They're now going to be doing a full rotation to that high ground here, looking for the jump in potentially, as they now wait for the Tracer. Tracer's going to be looking for that initiation here. Coming around the side, Reinhardt really looking for this pick here in the back line. Chooses to fight it on out, gets the block and the pinch. Doing plenty of damage, but here it comes in reverse as Jimin is looking for the visor pick here. Trying to see how they can push on in. Ryan able to just escape here for now. No barrier left as Lucio dies, trying to help him on out. Ryan really needing to get on out of here. Finds the Tracer, goes for the pin into the pit, but does not get back to the Mega in time. Unfortunately for him, he did not hold that pin and dies in action. There's about 3 minutes remaining here on the point, as you're going to be seeing. They're making their way pretty uncontested right now. Stevenson having to make some sort of play here to start for a stop. Legend is the first to fall here. Reaper is ready to go. They need to make a touch. Gonna be wrapping back around here, just going into that backline. Finds it with the Death Blossom. And the follow-up is starting to stack. They find the double here. Get the triple. Now all that's left is the tank. I believe tank's not going to be lasting long here, as they're going to be able to get that immediate DMEC. Ways for it, but he actually does not get the kill. Unfortunately, Reinhardt trying to play to live here. Seeing if they can do anything about it. Ryan going for the pin, aggressively finds it. Legend trying desperately, I say, to stay on point. There's going to be the hit. Does play to live it here. However, what does Ryan do? He brings it out with the big shatter, going with the fire strike as well. Finds the kills as needed. And they actually clean up the point there. They found the D.Va in the end while Reinhardt's taking care of the backline with the team to assist. They clean it on up. They have the ults to play with it in the Bs. Now have to reset after such a long, hard fought. A minute and a half completely wasted. I think we see Paint here trying to play for some cheeky C9 play. Could it take place? Maybe. But more likely, no way. No way it's going to happen. Stevenson is planted on this point, and they find the kill there with Archer's damage orb. You're now going to be seeing a full rotation to the high ground here, which is an interesting thing to say the least. We throw the Blizzard out, see what they can find, but Blizzard gets no value because it's around the corner. And you lose Legend immediately there. Not a good startup for it all. So having to deal with this push the way they are, you're going to have to actually try to play for a recontest at best. And if anything, I don't think Stevenson's doing too hot right now. They're kind of just stuck in a corner here, looking for any hope to live. Unfortunately, that's probably going to be the second point, as Pulse Bomb actually gets wasted there. Not going to find Legend. They do get the kill in the end, but it was not worthwhile. So now we have the swap here over to Shogun onto Juno, who has ult. They were off the Lucio long enough, and they can play for an easy orbital. With a minute and a half remaining here, we're going to be looking to see what they can find. They get that immediate damage there to start onto the D.Va. And unfortunately, they do lose so many. With the combo, finds a good enough play, I would dare say. And D.Va gained that DMAC there. Going to be able to set them up for a bit of success, but Reinhardt has to live. He's chasing so hard that he cannot actually get any value here to start. Not looking too hot here for the Mustangs, as they're just playing so aggressively forward. Pulse goes on out, another complete miss, and if anything, Shogun actually able to match it back. You're gonna have to be careful though, because Jubin does have the visor available, can easily find some quick picks if they get the right angle. That's going to be a big if there. I mean, take a look at this. Right now, Legend completely up in the D.Va's face, challenging them from the get-go to start. Trying to play it forward there. That's going to be the recall. Really trying to find that D.Va right now. They have an opportunity to either play it or just play it safe. And right now, I dare say, they have no need for those ults there. They're coming in aggressive. They're finding the kills. It's a team kill. Wiping them on the third point, completing round number 1. You got a big push here for Stevenson to make up for. The swap to Sombra looked like a really good strategy there to be able to cancel that D.Va.
Initiating match.
However, now that the sides have swapped, Stevenson is now on the attack, and their goal is to match, if not beat, Baker College with their push. So that's quite a distance to be made at the moment, right? So really going to be looking for some sorts of setup here from both sides on how they engage this. Because is Baker just going to play high ground, or are they going to fight the point? And I see we're going to be fighting the point. The swap to Sombra, the swap to Orisa. They really just want to try to play down and dirty with it. how Stevenson was with that Sombra play there to try to see if they can nullify abilities such as Sean on Reinhardt's shield or even Legend with movement. They just want to be able to really shut them down. So we're going to have to see how the teams play into this here as the defense is ready and set to roll. How is Stevenson going to prepare themselves? Let's find out. Let's take it from the eyes here of Archer to start. Helping lead the team from the back lines here. Sombra has been immediately identified. So they're going to be looking for that threat as hacks will come out occasionally. Has to be very smart in their engagements here because they're playing a brawl into a poke, but they get the immediate aggressive pin here. So right now, Stevenson can just play fast and furious right now. They find pick after pick at the moment, and it's looking really good. Sombra desperately trying here to get some picks. Just barely actually able to get out alive, grabbing that Mega. There is a potential stall on point. They spot him immediately on that high ground, trying to see if they can catch him out. But Sombra's going to be able to make it out alive here, as still playing for the poke. As for Stevenson, they're actually going to be wrapping around here, trying to see what spam they can get going. You've seen here a bit of a struggle coming out from the Baker Bees that we did not see in the previous map or in round 1. As you're going to be seeing that Fire Strike come out, hit rails, and they're going to continue just pressing the aggression here. I mean, you're seeing them just constantly move ahead. Reaper in the back line here. Definitely overstaying his welcome. Now learning they have to play a bit safer here for these engagements. But they're looking for some extra action here as they're wrapping around to sides. Short stack going to be the first taken down with the virus on front of them. Legend, however, not really going to let them try to get away here. However, Paint just barely makes it out, going all the way back to Stevenson's spawn. Gonna be looking for some extra spam here. However, playing for the window here has to be very smart. As Short Stack is in a world of hurt, having to play for the fade, gets the assistance from their team, and actually Paint's in a very, very bad position here. Getting hunted down by the Reaper, gets the kill there, and shuts down that spawn camp. So right now, Stevenson really uncontested at the moment as they're pushing further and further in. The studio lift has been activated with the shatter. Oh my word! That's a huge play! Might try for something, but it's not gonna happen as Sean, the main tank for Stevenson University there, gets their picks. So now you're left with 5 minutes in the time and going into the third point. I mean, this is phenomenal for them right here. I dare say stupendous. EMP going to be coming on out early here. They're looking for a pick, but they don't find it. They get a trade, however, between the two. However, Short Stack getting very aggressive with that front line. They lose Sean, so they're going to have to play it safe here with Reaper, seeing where they can support him. But needs to start playing it back. They can't be too aggressive up front here. Short Stack gets taken out for not taking any cover. And now Stevenson going to have to play for a slight regroup here as they poke back against the Bees. So really looking for some sort of opening, if any. You got ults coming in the bank here. You got Jibbin, you got Rails, and you have Shogun. Both sides really looking for an engagement play here. Sombra just able to get on out to start. Reinhardt not going to be able to find any pin, and in fact gets hacked. Shield comes back in time as they're going to be starting to engage with Coalescence. They go for a hiding position. Sean, however, tries to see if he can ego play the corner there, and it's a very dangerous kind of play to make. You're going to be seeing them get aggressive in the back line there, make their forward movement, but Short Stack getting taken down once again does not help them to start in this fight. Stevenson probably just looking to build up some ults where possible here. I mean, you're just seeing a lot of spam. You got some ults that were used by Baker College, but other than that, nothing much else. You lose paint there in the beginning. Reinhardt in the back line here as they're trying to just fade out. Mike wasting all his ability as Stevenson's looking for a play up front. Shogun goes in with the orbital pin here. Ryan going in with the pin. Hits it, but does not get the kill that they were looking for. Goes for the wild spin. Sommer's last one point. And unfortunately, I don't think she's going to make it. Stevenson's able to bring it on back as they take map number 2. Yeah, I wanted to see that massive shatter, but does not come in there. But it will here as Sean, the hero of light himself, with the play of the game. I mean, this was a huge play here into their backline. Just easy triple kill, gained the domination on through. Well, we're going to head to a quick break. We'll probably catch the last match in club before we go to varsity next. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Welcome on back. Sorry that you see everything in the top left corner here. I've been really trying to hide this because I'm supposed to be muted, and the way I was trying to communicate as a coach to the team has crashed. As you can see, I cannot speak to the team at all, and neither can they speak to me. So why this isn't working, I don't know. But I'm hoping to just... Okay, that just makes it worse. That's worse. Everything's breaking. Alright. So, my thing is broken. And I'm going to have to kill the Discord overlay. Because this is ridiculous, honestly.
Ready.
Is it gone now? I think it's gone now. There we go. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a really chaotic night with stuff. Discord hasn't been working. My computer just crashed on the side here. So it's been real hectic, to say the least. Nonetheless, we're going to get right on into it here. We have not Y2K back in on tank, while there is swaps from the side of Baker, where they've swapped out their soldier on the DPS, swapped one of the supports to DPS, and brought Patty back in. We're heading on over to Runasapi for the push map, as they're going to go head to head. Let's see how they take it here. Taking it from the eyes of Baker College here to start. They're going to be looking for some heavy engagement. We're playing for a lot of spam at the moment. Right now, Stevenson looking just for some poke here. Gonna have to start getting aggressive, however, real soon as they make their way forward. However, they use Shogun to start, and the next one's the follow. Players going down one by one here as Y2K is going to be taken on down. Find themselves taken out early. Stevenson really going to have to try to play for recovery here to start, as they're going to set themselves up to try to adjust to the setup. So looking at this here, we're going to be seeing them try to see how they can play it safe as they make their way back in. Now slowly making their way on up here. We're going to be seeing them looking to engage this point, but they actually do not. They give us the point, and they actually let them take the checkpoint. This is not good on this map here, as you're dealing with a lot of momentum gameplay when you play on push maps. So to give as much space as you do here, really bad. Almost trying to hit that pin there, not really going to find it. Nice. Really gained some high damage in there, finding some heavy hits time and time again. Right now you're seeing Stevenson, despite their push up here, they're really just getting taken on aback at the moment. Not really able to make much space for themselves, so they're really going to play it safer than what they actually are. As Big Coach is just doing a phenomenal job holding space and applying pressure to Stevenson. What's this? We're going to be seeing a first elimination here from Legend. Being able to take out that Tracer will find them an opening to start here, as Stevenson has the Shatter available, but they're playing super far in, and it's looking very, very dangerous here, as they've already lost one of their DPS. Trying to see if they can out-pressure the Diva. There's a huge opportunity here to ult. Just needs to whack it. Finds it, gets the pin there, and they're going to be able to use that huge shatter to make some space, but only after having lost their barrier and some more. This is not looking too good for the Mustangs, as they're getting pushed on back right now. They're able to make a trade with a good Fire Strike placement and a matchup from the Juno ult, but it's not looking too well right now. They're able to take it on back here, but really looking at trying to even up the damage here, trying to see where they can recover at the moment, because it's looking pretty rough for them, I will be honest. Close call there for a push-up, but not really going to be finding much other than that. However, Stevenson trying to see if they can place for some aggression around the corner, finds the Tracer to start, but loses the Genji as well. Diva getting the mech immediately do be able to assist with it. Needs to play behind this Rhine shield, but very, very aggressive forefront. Gonna be playing right up into the Reaper there. Rhine going in for another pin. Does not stick to the pin, however, and actually tries to go for a chase. So things looking a bit back and forth. Reaper gets stuck, but it does not stay on him as they're able to get on out. Reaper's gonna have to probably look for a teleport out for safety, but just barely able to live at the moment. He really needs to play it back here. They're just out in the open. Points coming back at them fast. Going in with the charge. And just needs to play for a big shatter here. Can Stevenson do it? I don't think so. Right now they're just looking all over the place. They look lost in the sauce. And they're safe. So you're going to have to see some counterplays here. Rail, first one to go down. As Tracer's actually taken quite a bit of damage to start. Diva Bomb going on out, but gets caught out immediately. Tracer gets that recall, and they're still just playing up front. Short stack, however, in the backline, finding some picks here. They're going to now have to deal with Nye. Nye misses a very well needed shot, and unfortunately gets taken on out. So now Stevenson having to play it on back here, seeing what they can do. So now going to be trying to get themselves set on up here. They're really going to try to push themselves forward for this. And dive at the back line yet again, finds the pin. They do lose the DPS, however, there's a huge opportunity here for the counterplay if they're able to play it right. Finds the first pin there, and despite their pushed up effort, Reinhardt gets caught out once again. So right now, Stevenson really just needs to try to... They need to find some sort of change right now. They're trying to make some swaps, trying to make some plays, but it's... something's not connecting, right? They're constantly being found out in the open. They're not really sticking together too well. And they're not playing up aggressively well. Going to be playing here with the soldier, and also overclock is in effect. It's dealing some huge amount of damage on the Reinhardt. Reinhardt, who's not paying attention, being shot in the back. As you lose a legend once again, it becomes a question of, can they really sustain this fight right now? They're trying to keep Reaper up, but Reaper is struggling to really hold it on out in substitute of the tank here at the moment. So having to play it a bit careful here. Visor being activated, has to reposition because of the Diva. Gets the assist here to start, and the kill to follow it on up. Now going to be making their way forward. They make their round here. Tracer stays on point, but does not live to tell the tale. Neither does Mora, as they're going to take this point on back. However, co-spawn is still in effect here and still being utilized by the Bees here. Baker College still having this push-up, can easily re-enter this fight. So they have to be smart with their engagement here. They need to make sure they don't just get taken on out themselves. Coming around side, Legend could easily be caught on out, just barely alive there. Lives to tell the tale as Ryan's chasing down a Tracer. Having to play around the corner here, needs to be really careful. Huge opportunity for a shatter to be had, but does not take it. So now you're going to be seeing them really caught on out in the open here. Could really just play for some ults, but they're just holding shields and abilities. They're not really going in right now. And it's looking very, very desperately for the Mustangs right now. They're desperately trying to keep up their tanks, but they cannot. And now they're going to be forced for a regroup. Right there, so we're going to be looking at this here, trying to see where they can really come back at the moment for this type of push, because it's getting very, very difficult for them to be able to do much of anything here at the moment. Now going to be looking for the engagement here. Short stack finds that first pick. That's going to be followed up by the rest.
Now. Nerf this.
All coming out left and right. Everyone is activating everything they got practically. So now I'm going to be looking to see, can they take it on back with just under a minute remaining. They have the space, but they need a little bit more. Looking a little dastardly here. Stevenson will be able to get it to the checkpoint mark to start. Legend desperately trying to go for the chase. He needs to actually play it safe. But needs to not play into the diva here. Finally gets that shatter off there to start. Finding the kills, which is very, very well needed. And they could clean this on up here. They could really take this back. But now, here they find an issue. They're now playing for really borrowed time here in overtime. They still have to get it at least partially through the way. At least up to around the corner here. And that can be quite difficult when you're low on ults. You're really trying to build up to Flyaway's ultimate here. Huge Fatty activating their coalescence right now. Now gonna match it here with Stormgirl trying to keep him up. But does Stevenson C9 the point? No, they don't! They're actually able to stay on! They're living through it! And they're bringing it on back! They're actually doing the unthinkable! And being able to win this fight! My golly gee, they go and get it! And Stevenson will take map number 3. What a game we just saw there. I mean, truly phenomenal.
Play of the game.
So, going to be finding that play of the game here from Nye. A great setup there. And Stevenson is on track 2-1 against Baker College so far. But we'll be right back after this break. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here, back in action, and now we are actually swapped on over to the varsity match. Welcome, everyone. It is now going into Stevenson University versus New York University. New York is the home team on Team Blue, while Stevenson, Team Red. This is going to be a higher level match that we are engaging in. So really going to be seeing some different gameplay right now. And to give you an update on how Club is doing, they have just started their match on New Junk City here on map number 4. No side swaps, still blue to red, and Stevenson only needs to win one more for the club in order to walk away with their first victory. Can the varsity do the same? Let's find out. So we're going to get right on into it here. We're going to be seeing the first engagement coming out from 40 as they're actually looking to heavily aggress into New York here. NYU really trying to see if they can find some edges to poke from, but not looking too well as you're going to have quits here on the back line. Just really finding some damage. They kick out Crystal to start. So going into this here, you're going to be seeing that Stevenson is going to be able to cap this point here in the beginning. And they do not take the win there against Dank. Dank Axon here was able to get the trade on Mr. Serious. However, Crystal has to really play it safe right now. They're not looking too hot themselves, as you're going to have the steam coming on out from Gizzy and the rest of them going into this. So, with that said there, Stevenson still holding out on points, surprisingly. I mean, they're not really getting pressured on out. Lucio staying alive for now because they just cannot get the kill on him. Finally gets that kill, but at what cost there? You lose your tank. However, Tracer is just on a roll. They're finding a triple kill with the Genji to assist the fourth going on in there. I mean, just a beautiful, beautiful setup there for NYU. Just textbook gameplay, French kids. However, they don't turn the point. This is the biggest blunder out of it all. It was the greatest setup, but they did not complete the execution. And that pulse goes on out there from Stevenson, finds no one here as you're seeing Nana Coney trying to set up for the play here. Then Jackson does find Mr. Serious again. However, Stevenson is still holding out. Here comes the blade with the orbital cannon. They're just using ult after ult after ult. Stevenson not being forced any ults themselves as the point finally turns at 76%. I mean, really, really looking desperate there, I will tell you. And phenomenally looking back towards the club team right now for a slight update. They get first point of New Junk City in the best of 5. They need 2 more in order to win the map. So going back to the varsity here, as we're tuning in front and foremost, you're looking at Tank versus Tank Dog. Coming in with potential shatter. Goes in immediately with it. Goes with the shatter, with the stick, with the beat. Everyone's alive despite everything on both sides utilized. I mean, just a pure form of an old fest. Not going to be able to find any value there to start, unfortunately, as Stevenson's going to be forced on back, misses the pin, and gets annihilated. Now Stevenson being forced on back once more. Needs to actually play it very, very safe in comparison right now. They can't really force themselves into these pushes here over aggressively, as they're going to be looking to see, can they find a re-engagement with Poppy May? That coalescence either going to keep the team alive or trying to push on through here. They spot the Tracer. Tracer actually getting taken out immediately. Goes in to try to get to the line. Ryan cannot stay alive, so now they're going to rely on the Bastion. Bastion here trying to stay alive best they can. They actually get the Brigitte. Brigitte not able to get that ult off there for the rally as the point turns at 76% there. Things are not looking too great right now for the side of NYU, as it's going to be a real close one right now. Mr. Serious here with all available Crystal also in the bank. They spot the Tracer, but they're not hitting their marks. It's going to have to be all or nothing here in these next 4 seconds.
Blocking satellite vector.
Here comes the ult here coming around wide. We're going to see the high noon activated. Finds its hit there. Genji going to get some damage as well. But unfortunately for Stevenson, despite that high noon, it does not matter as the point turns over in favor of NYU. They're able to use that rally. They're in the last fight to actually win it all. And right now, you're going to have to see Dime is going to save their ult to try to stop Stevenson from making the touch here. Stevenson to try to play for an over-aggression to get on the point. But it's an all or nothing strat here right now. Do they make the touch? They do make the touch. It's in the back line. And that's a huge blade there. A complete team kill of a wipe there against Stevenson University. So that's going to be it for round 1 there as NYU is up 1-0. They need just one more in order to win the first map. Stevenson going to have to try to see if they can match them here. And probably going to be looking to see if they can stick to the bread and butter of their brawl comp here potentially. But they got to be smart in their engagement right now since they're looking to see how they make their push. Because right now, it's not really finding all the value. Not to say that it isn't in general. They just are in a very difficult position as they're fairly evenly matched at the moment from both sides. Because the point is going back and forth, back and forth. So really going to be taking a look on how this engagement here will start. They had the Sim TP on out as they swap it back on over to their earlier comp here. Cassidy going to see if they can wrap around for some picks, but not really going to be finding too much of damage here. So they're able to find that first pick there onto the Zarya. Zarya going down the start, and they find the Tracer with it. That's going to give them what they needed from the get-go there right away. And you're going to be seeing them push their way on in. Now going to be looking for some extra poke around here. You got the Tracer on point, but the real focus is going to be coming over this bridge as Dime gets assistance from NECC. Godpunk here really looking to see if they can find some poke, but not really finding much value at the moment. There's just so much spam coming around the side that they can't really do anything. And Lucio is keeping this point in check each and every single time. They're definitely playing for a lot of all charge, a lot of spam, right? So got to really play into the smarts here. So coming down to the side here, you're going to be seeing a lot of conversions on point now with both DPS back there. 40 taking a bit of a nap, but able to stay alive and block the nade as you're going to be coming in with this pass here under protection. I mean, a really good startup here for Stevenson to take back these points. Tracer, immediate recall there. Trying to predict where the recall would happen, but doesn't find it there. We're going to keep an eye on NECC as they swap over to the Orisa on Dime. That's an interesting selection there, as you're seeing just plays being made. So right now, you got to really pay attention to how you're going in with this Bastion ult here. Try and protect it. Do they get the pick? No siree, it actually just passes on by, but they do get the boot from Lucio off the map there. Tracer just barely able to make it alive as Cassidy is playing out in the open, looking for a pick, uses the high noon right into the recall. They're trying to get that touch. They do get it. In the end, the pulse hits onto the Bastion, who's able to stay alive to start. Genji trying to see if they can play to live this, but it's not looking too hot for them right now. Orisa's going to be their last ditch effort, and Orisa cannot make the touch as round number 2 goes to the Mustangs.
Receive my aid. Go. Score.
So really going to be coming down to the last and final point here on the market.
Ready for battle.
So a bit of changes there. You have Crystal going over to the Ana, Nana sticking to the Juno there, and Dime on the Orisa. So why the swap? Hard to say all entirely, but really comes down to how they're playing it forward there.
5, 4,
So now, going to be looking at this. They're coming right back on out
Capture
as they're
the
going to be making
objective.
their push right to the point here. No teleports to be seen to include on that. But now going to be really looking to play it back and safe. We're going to take some quick, no commentary gameplay here and take it from the eyes of the Reinhardt here to start. Once I get the final Reinhardt to take this, and I'll talk to you in just a moment.
Coalescence is charging. Hello. Follow through. Hey, what's up?
Cannot escape me. Coalescence is ready. Advance me. Pain is inevitable.
Here goes nothing.
Your end is within my reach. Reforming you. Surrender to my will. Team kill. Defeat. Play of the game.
Be right back after a break. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. So sorry to be so AFK the entire time. Lots of technical difficulties in the background, but we are into it. Welcome everyone to Parasio. This is going to be map number 2 with Stevenson up 1-0. The club team, having unfortunately lost that Flashpoint map, are now playing for the last fight they can in a 2-2 best of 5 series. So club wins this next map, they win their series. And for Stevenson, they're up 1-0 in their own here for the Varsity. So NYU has to really play it smart here as they are opting for the dive. Going to be seeing poke from Stevenson here as they kind of counter for the plays. Tracer really trying to see if they can run on in here for the spam and backline picks. Will it be successful? Hard to say here as you're going to be seeing them wrap around, but not really finding a whole lot of damage. Stevenson's able to wait to at least half a minute so far. They're taking their time with their poke here. They try to move around and on in. So we're really going to be looking for the push here. Trying to get those discords out really is helpful as well as they're going to be making their way on up. They're trying to aggressively push into the tunnel, and it's not really working out for them. NYU cannot be playing as aggressively as they are that way. I mean, you got Roop here playing underneath on the Diva, on the Tracer. Tracer does live through that engagement, and Stevenson loses too. However, you will be seeing that they are trying to play for the back here. Tracer going to have to force the recall and still taking large amounts of damage as they lose their Brigitte to start here. Diva, no worse for wear here as they're going to fall themselves. Bomb comes on out, all the sticks on the Tracer, but Tracer's going to live to tell the tale as they're going to be making that recall to move on back in here. Looking to see how they can really push this engagement. The Eats are coming on out to start, and we do see the swap over by Salty Gamer, who has just recently placed Venture, surprisingly. They are able to successfully cap the point as they make their way forward here. This here is just able to stick away and run away, but they hit a beautiful rock there to play for knockback. Now going to be looking to see, can they make some plays here? Really looking at keeping an eye on the Widowmaker here as they're coming around the side. Just almost seeing the Venture, misses by a hair. Really unfortunate to have happened there. You're going to be seeing them wrap on around here to start. Looking to really see if they can apply some extra pressure down the lanes. Not find anyone quite yet as they're actually going to be wrapped around on by Tracer. He's playing for it, just misses as it's traded on back. Poppy May actually does trade back the tank, which gives Stevenson some extra breathing room they were lacking before. So they have an opportunity had here, just misses the rock there, unfortunately. But they will be able to scare him on off there to start. So with all this spam coming on through, you're going to actually see Stevenson trying to find some openings where possible. Coming rapid on into this high ground here. High ground's going to be really important to start here as Poppy May going to be playing with these discords. Finding the Venture forcibly into a dig already here. They need to get themselves going. Well, what did we just see there? Nana Cody gets their ult canceled by 49's well placed rock there. That's really going to set up Stevenson big for this. As they're looking to see if they can try to shut down this Juno here. Not going to be finding much of that at the moment. Misses the flux. Trying to play for the point here as they get that guaranteed kill onto Venture. Venture here now really going to be playing it fast and aggressive down to the pits. While Stevenson's going to be wrapping here themselves. And for NYU, they're trying to see if they can try to just back on off these fights. They really don't want to be playing as aggressively as they do. It's not looking too swell for them at the moment. It's looking kind of stuck at the moment. They might try to go maybe for an aggressive push in here, maybe with pulse or bomb, but we're going to be looking for his stick. Stick misses. Pulse finds nothing as going to be seeing Stevenson push back against them. High noon activated, ready for the work here, and they're just trying to find anyone they can. Use it on the break. Brain's going to be the first call. That rally not finding any more use there, as in turn, you do see that NYU is actually able to pull it together and get themselves going again. So that will award that second point, giving them a minute and a half more to the time bank, as they now have 3 minutes to play with. You are going to be seeing some swaps over from Stevenson here, as we are now on the Lucio and Winston. An interesting setup play to start here, to say the least. Really trying to see how they can really help themselves make these pushes here. So they'll be playing for it to start here. Trying to see if they can get some aggressive push-up with the Reinhardt. It's a dangerous game to be playing like this, but with 2 tanks, you're playing just Overwatch 1 again. Being able to play with the double tank aggression. And I think they're just trying to play for bomb here. They don't get it in time, unfortunately, but they can remech to try again. Unfortunately, not going to be happening there. If they run out of time, no deep bombs to be had. And as for Bunting actually is able to be on the attack. They lost all 3 points, however, now on the attack they just gained their first point. And we'll tell you more after this team fight. It's a minute 50 remaining for Varsity right now, as they're trying to see if they can get their push, but coming from behind here, Squid's able to get that elimination in the backline there with the DPS down as well. We're trying to find the Brigitte on point. Brigitte is now going to be in a 1v1 situation, but not going to be found much there. Poppy May now coming in with Coalescence, trying to run them on down. See if they get the Brigitte. They do in the end. Therefore, it's going to be chased on down with the follow-up there. Gets the eat on out, and they're now going to have to forcibly regroup. But the fight's not done here. Mr. Serious just barely alive, taking cover with some help from the team. They're going to see if they can run the traces down. They do just that, as they're trying to find some openings, some ins. But they're struggling to do just that. I mean, what's really coming down to right now is that you're seeing from the side of NYU, they're starting to kind of stagger themselves for these engagements here, because they had to wait for people to regroup before making another push, and now possibly looking to just wait for Caleb here. Stevenson has to get on to make a stop here. Needs to get up the point, because it's still going. Shatter comes on out. They get the immediate first elimination there, as High Noon's going to be slowly walking his way around the corner. Can they find anyone? They do get some damage out there onto the Tracer, as Stevenson's going to be going forward. Bomb is going in chaotically as they get the pick after pick after pick. They're going to see if they can try to take it on back against NYU right now, making their way forward. 20 seconds remaining here as the Venture all coming on out. The Shockwave goes through, just barely able to stay alive. They need to make this touch here with 10 seconds remaining. Venture has almost no abilities left. Blitz able to counter it on down, as Tracer's going to be looking for a touch with Diva here. 3 seconds remaining. Just barely on. Diva makes the touch, but not for long. I think this is going to be in the ropes for NYU unless they get into the pick here, and they're not. They're going to have to be playing it super safe here to start. As we go in, completing round 1, swapping sides for round 2.
Score 0-2. Switching sides. Initiating match.
Having gone as far as the point there, Stevenson now has to match it, now being on the attacker side. While NYU is going to be playing defensively. Will they be able to make a stand, or will Stevenson run through them again? Find out now in these next 40 seconds, as they're going to be starting it on up here with the brawl. And don't get me wrong, it was surprisingly effective. I would dare say that on this map you're going to see Dive as superior, Poke as superior, but Brawl is a little funky, especially when you're attacking first point in the second, where there's a lot of high ground to low ground. So I dare say that Stevenson is kind of beating the odds here is what they're doing. They're kind of defining a new way to play this game here that is an old strategy. Now let's take a look at how that will pan out. Going in for an immediate shot. Do they find anything? Not quite. They just miss as they're going to be making their swaps here. Going to be running their way on and seeing what they can find. Just trying to see if they can play the points here. And right now, despite having a lot of pressure, nothing's really dying quite yet. I mean, first one down is going to be the Tracer. Tracer caught way out of position there as the Reinhardt throw makes their way on in. Bastion having to be very, very careful not to play too close. They're looking to see how they can really set themselves up to try to counter this setup that Stevenson has. But oh, catches them from behind. Reinhardt with the pin there. Going to be able to deal a huge amount of damage that sets them up for victory here on this first point. Finding those immediate 2-3, looking for the 4. Oh, they get it. With cleanup on aisle 5, Stevenson now going to get that team kill, awarding them first point in 2.5 minutes to their time bank. Club here is just as Stevenson has capped, Club has just capped theirs. With going on the attack again is Stevenson on the Club, while the Baker College will be on the fence. Back to the Varsity here. You're going to be seeing them playing very close quarters against this brawl, which is a huge mistake to make right now. You do not want to be so close to Stevenson like this. It's just bound for death. You're not going to be able to take space, make space. You're really just getting yourself killed. Now, that pulse bomb, however, really big value there as it's able to take down 2, but will it be able to get anything else? No. They cannot forcibly push this point. They need to play it safe and methodical here, as they're going to be using that Bastion ult from the get-go in. Now, Salty Gamer here is going to be making the swap here on over to Pharaoh? No, Cassidy. Pharaoh is an interesting selection. Not the worst, but one that's hard to play into this comp, given the hit scan available that Stevenson is boasting. NYU here really trying to utilize this high ground advantage that Dive can play, but they gotta really play it smart here, as their high noon does not find an issue value. They are, however, receiving quite a bit of damage, and Nana Coney is going in with the orbital cannon. Now you do have beat drop in use as well. Right now, Stevenson's starting to get a bit folded here. They're not really able to make much happen at the moment. They have to play it smart in the engagement here. Maybe looking at some swaps. Maybe trying to see, do they need to play slower? But no, they're actually going to stick to their guns. They're keeping the Lucio. They just realized they were way too out of position and they needed to regroup here. So right now, the Mustangs have to see, can they get a pickoff? Tracer going to be found on the right side. Quits will try to just humor the engagement here as Reinhardt actually catches them in the room. This is not good for D.Va. Getting caught out in the open. They will get mech back after the ball, but it needs to be a little more than what we're just looking to see here, I tell you. They have to play it smart right now as they're looking to see where they can do some value here. As they're looking on in Quits, trying to see if they can stay alive for the blade, but not needing to, as Coffee may utilize a beautiful coalescence to actually keep the team through that fight. So we're going to be really coming down to this last point touch here, taking out all the stragglers that are coming through as Stevenson's warded a minute and a half. A 4-minute time bank for the third point is phenomenal here at this level of skill. So going to be trying to see what they can do here to start. I mean, they got so much pressure, they got so much front line. You do have pulses coming out, you do have your healers here, but you need a little bit more here if you're NYU, right? So, what's there to stop? I would say probably stopping their backline, probably isolating the right. But really just gotta set yourself up here to make these pushes. Just waiting for that high noon to really just expire. It does. So high noon gets no value. Now he's going to be able to stop that Blade from finding any value. Blade has to retreat as it gets taken on out even. We're going to have to try to look at their flanks here because right now they're taking a lot of damage head on. And they can't really adapt to it. It's really pushing them back. They're not finding the openings they're hoping for or looking for. And they're going to really have to try to see what they can make out of this. Going to be going in there with the engagement there. Gets hindered, but not going to be down and out. Tank ready for a shatter as needed. Can utilize it at any point in time. As well as a beat drop here. Lightning's going to be activated here as they're making some space. They get a lick of damage onto Salty Gamer, but Salty just beats him with beautiful headshots and gets the job done. Now it's going to really come down to the wire here with Orbital Cannon in effect. Going to be trying to see what they can run into this fight. Seeing how they can play this better. So, looking for the rotation to the high ground here. Salty Gamer actually really playing forward here. Team has to be careful. They get to return with Shatter. And now we're actually pushing with the Coalescence here. They get the first kill. They're looking for the Juno. They secure that kill, in fact. And they're looking to see who else can they find right now. There's a lot of damage going forward here. And they're going to try to see if they can continue moving this point. Of course, you cannot help the team there with Lucio just taking way too much damage for what is really viable to be handled here.
Hello.
So trying to see what they can play on point here. Genji trying to stay alive. It's really going to come down onto this beat drop here in the end to try to keep the team alive for the engagement. They have to play to get out real quick there. I'm going to go to just for a moment here, folks. Real quick.
Forward barrier activated.
Rally to the payload.
What's up?
30 seconds remaining.
Party time, let's go! Back on!
Nerf this.
Oh, let's break it!
10
Damn!
seconds.
Careful, we're on submarine.
Victory.
And wow, NYU just does it in the end. They're able to cinch it and really come out on top. I mean, I was darn near surprised during that entire match. I mean, I tell ya, I swear, Stevenson had it in the bank, but they were starting to lose it here and there. It started to get sloppy, and I dare say, what was going on? All right, we're going to hit a break real quick. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
reckoning!
I offer something more.
Blocking satellite vector! Alla till mig!
Misery made manifest.
Conflicting instructions received.
Your end is within my reach.
Time for the reckoning!
Use is the #1 cause of servo decay.
the reckoning!
Who is in charge?
Dodge this. A taste of poison.
This ends now.
Locking satellite vector!
Sorry, there folks had to do coaching responsibilities. So this entire time I was very silent. Hope you enjoyed the music for as long as I let it play. We are coming down to the wire here with Stevenson trying their darndest to hold back this point here as they're 1-1 in the series currently. They're just holding out this last point and it looks like they're getting the good pick. Shadow comes out, finds no one. As they're going to be coming around for a last attempt for touch, but not going to find it. Stevenson gets their second win. So great setup there as Quits gets play of the game. Really good performance here from the players, being able to really counter NYU, force them off the dive to a more brawl that fed into Stevenson's strategy. We're going to go right back to a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Alright, sorry to cut it off there, folks, for the music, but we are back. Welcome on back, everybody. We are at Cervasa now. This is known as Flashpoint, a King of the Hill style map where you got to capture 3 out of the 5 points around the map. Stevenson is up in the series 2-1. If they win this, I believe they are done. Now, correct me if I'm wrong off of that, because right now Stevenson, having won the first control point, losing there for escort, winning back again on push, now with Flashpoint here being the potential match point map, they're looking to see if they can really take this win. Now they're going to be having to match here a hard engagement potential. Salty Gamer going in from the back line here. But Mr. Serious is going to find the first pick from the other side here, as they're going to be rushing their way on in. Looking to see if they can scare off the Reaper. They do just that. They're actually applying so much pressure that they can't even get in. I mean, they are running them through. Trace is not going to be able to find much of any value here from the side of NYU, as Stevenson's going to cap the first point here, looking to try to get that all the way up to 100%. As they mentioned before, need 3 out of the 5 various points on this map here. Right now, NYU looking to see if they can try to play for some spam here. You're going to be seeing between the Brigitte and the Juno for NYU. Brigitte with the flails here and the shield, trying to see if they can find a bash. They hear the Tracer, but they have no idea where she is, as she's just walking secretly in. Almost finds something, but not quite. You have a pulse bomb ready and available here. They're trying to see if they can try to just juke it out in front of each other as they just walk it around. Both sides play for the recall. Going to be going in here for the pulse. Needs to, if anything. But right now, it seems that they're just going to be playing out in the open here. No ults required, ladies and gentlemen. Just complete clean swings. Going to see that recall coming in fast. Pulse comes out, finds nothing. Does quite a bit of damage, but just not enough to kill. As the team's going to be able to stay alive here. Poppy May and Rupier are going to be helping move the team on through to the next point. The Temple here going to be taken out just in the side of the environment, as you're going to be seeing swaps coming out from the side of NYU. Salty Gamer now on the Hanzo. Hanzo's going to be an interesting pick here, as you do get your spam. If you hit the headshot, it's an instant kill. It's very unforgiving. But Pulse comes on out, just breaks the shield of the side of the Batista for NYU. But here comes some aggression. Gonna be coming in quick with that damage there. They can't use Shatter here. Unfortunately, Stevenson might a little too aggressive, finds themselves caught out and eliminated here. Salty Gamer with the double kill. So Stevenson does force ult out of NYU there, especially that Ramatra ult. Really big use there to win it on through. But how are they going to engage this next one? They have to use their orbital cannon or their rally here. And rally's going to be the biggest one to keep a team alive. Already taken so much damage from the side. Tracer getting peppered on out the start, as you're going to be seeing Mr. Sears going on in, coming in with the barrage, finds them, beautifully hit. It's a double kill already there in the kill feed, as you can see it. Brigitte trying desperately to live, not going to be the case there. Running on through as well. Tracer on a roll there, just pick after pick. Points going to turn over at 74%. Stevenson cannot afford to lose this point. If they get team wiped, it is over for them. So going to be really trying to find a strategy here for themselves. They have every ult in the bank except for Bastion ult. And for the side of NYU, they're coming up with the same, except for their tank ult, Ramatra's Annihilation. Looking for a nice, easy stick. That Bastion, real prime target to get it onto. But Rupier could save them here through it. Don't mention there with the Pulse Bomb hitting. Pulse goes out, does hit quick, and they're keeping people alive as they push on through the Dragons, through the pulse bomb. 40 on a rampage there. Just star-studded talent of Stevenson right now. Being able to help set them on up for victory there. This point's going to turn over in favor here of Stevenson once again, unless they can get a toucher with Tracer and Ramatra. Ramatra going to be the first going on in. Papa May here has the coalescence available, could utilize it to keep the team alive. Having to look back and forth, taking too long to keep the team alive, but that coalescence actually pushes through the rally, finds the pick on not just one, but looking for the second there, as they're going to be holding down the forts, making it through and winning them their second. One more and it's quits from there, as quits with Roofier is looking to try to get a pick here. Roofier not really finding one to start as they're making their rounds.
This beat will hear you.
Having to play it safe, playing it smart, playing it back. They don't really have the best of angles here at the moment, but they still choose to play in aggressively here. For Gita, first one eliminated. Next one there is going to be the Ramatra for the side of NYU. They just continuously find ways to get an angle on them. And for NYU, they just cannot sustain themselves.
Stop me if you can.
The players are on fire, as you can see here, between most of them. Moira's going to be on fire. Lucio, Reinhardt especially on fire. Just on a roll. They finally make a swap over the Hazard, who is the bread and butter of the current meta, technically. But even at that, you've seen a lot of people play for comfort picks here in this current tactical engagement. And I dare say I respect it greatly, as you're going to be seeing that it's a lot of free play for Stevenson. Like, they're having fun, they're enjoying the engagement, and they're finding picks. Trying to play for a different angle here. Stevenson really needs to regroup themselves. They unfortunately lose too many, and they're going to have to force themselves on back. Quits forcibly pushing their way forward here, which is interesting. So you're going to be seeing Stevenson having to regroup, giving it up after 75% was capped. They need to win just one team fight in order to actually win the game here. This is a big moment for Stevenson here, just to shut them on out. So we're going to be looking to see if they can engage this to start. Going to be coming to wrap around right now. Comes in with the Dragons. Dragons does quite a bit of damage to 40, but I don't think that's going to be enough for this engagement at the moment. Tracer comes in for the fight, goes for the pulse, does not find it. As they're going to be trying to play for wrapping right now. They're taking their time. Oh! Thought for the pin, but the pin's not going to find its value here. They're going to try to reposition here, regroup. The wall goes through. Reinhardt's in trouble. Tries to pin through it, but cannot survive. Now Stevenson's starting to find a bit of trouble here. They're staying back, and they're going to have to see, do they play this into the brawl still? Can they make a touch on point? It's really going to come down to this. Tracer is going to have to be the one to make this touch, and that's not great when you have to make that recall there. Very difficult situation. Pin doesn't even hit. They get blocked. It's all and over. That's going to be Stevenson losing the points to NYU there, but the map's not over quite yet. They're going to try to see, can they get a regroup going to start here, and try to see to bring it on back, going to the next point. Going to be making their escape here, as Tracer, Mr. Sears, just barely able to get out in time. The biggest thing about Hazard is just being able to dive targets and slash into them, cut off exit routes, just a constant nuisance to deal with. And right now, you're going to be seeing Point starts its unlocked process here, as Hanzo was already on it. Unfortunately, it's only Hanzo right now. So Hanzo cannot stay here and is going to get rushed upon and punished for being alone, as Stevenson will immediately take control of this point. So starting strong once again, and NYU staggered here. They have one of two decisions. They can play for poke, or they can wait. And right now, they're actually even, so they're going to be looking for some play here as they move their way on in. The artillery barrage already making its shot. Shatter goes on out on a single target. It kills the hazard instantly as they make their push on in. Pulse Bomb does get matched as well. Quit's going to be coming in heavy and aggressive, and they're still alive and working it. Gonna follow that recall there. You lose your Lucio. That's when the line's gonna be the Tracer. Cannot live due to successive shots found from Salty Gamer. It's at 63 and counting there. As you're now going to be seeing a point turned on over. You have a really big combo setup here between Lindley and Salty Gamer. It's going to have to be the downpour, which will stop him in place like a nail in a coffin with the unblockable, unstoppable dragons to deal with. So this is going to be a huge play that Stevenson has to prepare for. Here comes the dragons, here comes the downpour, gets caught immediately, finds the two. No else to be used except for Poppy May. Poppy May plays aggressively instant, but cannot keep the team up, unfortunately. Just needs to die and get out as they try to regroup. So starting into this here, you're going to be seeing them really start to try to play for some setups. Right now they're struggling at the moment, and they only have beat. But it's 1-0 versus none from the side of NYU. Can NYU find that early pick, or will Stevenson be able to take enough space? No, it's an Ajax! Ajax is when you do not get your ultimate off there, especially as a Lucio going for a beat drop. However, Stevenson miraculously is not actually deterred. They're finding picks. They've gotten to immediately, and they're cleaning up the backline there. Being able to clean up everyone else. Finds two more. The only one left was the Moira, who actually died. Moira got taken down immediately as they tried to teleport away. As you can see, body there. 87% and counting. Hazard's going to be the one that has to make a touch here. Has no team with him, and really looking for some assistance here. Is in a real bad situation. One pin and it's all over for him. Taking the first, the second, the third hit. It's a pin. It nails him dead on as they're going to be able to try to play for this last point. It's going to be coalescence going on in here. Can they get something to make happen? High noon activated here. I don't think anyone's going to make it except Salty Gamer. Salty Gamer can't do much anything else. And Stevenson University takes the series. Well, that's going to be it from us here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. But before you go, let's see our last and final play of the game from the philosopher himself, 49. You know, to get in with a huge shatter that cancels through the dragons. Just no fear whatsoever. A great play. Thank you, everyone, so much for watching. And we'll be seeing you all next week. Until then, stay frosty. Bye-bye.